Hello to the podcast where everybody is wearing clothes where at least the camera can see it.
Boom.
Right, Jess?
Can confirm.
Amazeballs.
Killer intro, guys.
I know it's
We
now
are nothing
everybody's
but
like, okay,
professionals.
what is happening here? But also people are like, do I really want to know? And most people will probably be like, nah, I'm probably good. So before we head down the rabbit hole of what happens outside the camera angles, we found a new guest and a new friend this week. We found Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. And for
Thank
those
you.
that have not met you and have, for example, not seen your amazing presentation at the last New Star of Data, for those very few folks, would you like to introduce yourself maybe?
Sure. I'm Jordan Sassi. I've been a database administrator for maybe 13 years now. I've done a ton of contracting, which has given me the privilege to work with all kinds of different database environments and problems, and a lot of emergency response, which has given me this confidence with emergencies that I don't really deserve to have sometimes, I think. It's been spectacular, though. And most recently, I've been working for a large beverage company here in Boston, and it's been great.
I
Love
see.
them. I think similar to contracting, consultant is the same. You get like dropped into these environments or these situations where you're just like, wow, this is great. And I love that.
It's so
too.
exciting.
It
Yeah.
is. Cool.
They say if you want to get 3 years of experience, work for 1 year at an MSP, and it's really true. So after 6 years of that, oh,
Nice.
It has its pros and cons, but having done that for a while myself, I wouldn't change it for the world because
no.
it's also what keeps things interesting.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But also, not everybody is. I love how you said that you had the privilege of doing that because it is, but at the same time, it's just not for everybody because it's not necessarily the most well, unstable environment is the wrong word because it can be a very stable environment, but requests and all that are very unstable. So sometimes you don't know what hits you, and some people just prefer working on something in a more, I'm going to say organized way. Not saying that
Sure.
any of us is unorganized, but because we're all professionals, right? Anyways, before I keep going with kind of being naked with regards to the
Why are
just
you
my
pointing
work
at
style.
me?
Just my work style. For reasons that people will get to see in the outtakes episode.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, oh yes. But anyways, let's get to our first proper question on the show.
Focus.
Jordan, what is your favorite data thing?
Oh man. So I think it's got to be automation, if that's not too big of a data thing.
Woo!
Yeah. I am terribly lazy with some things. And that's maybe the worst way to start my answer on a publicly available forum. So if you're watching this and I work for you, you have to keep watching now to hear my explanation for this.
Just turn it off.
So actually, I'm a little bit lazy, kind of. I'm efficient, sure.
Mhm.
But I will spend so many hours trying to figure out how to do something the absolute best way, so that I never have to go back and touch it again, or it break and have to fix it ever again. And automation has been one of the biggest ways that I've been able to do that. And there's so many tools that are good for automation. My favorites are probably, PowerShell is a huge one. Jess is a fan.
How was that one?
PowerShell is a huge one. DBA tools is very close to my heart. I actually just gave a presentation on DBA tools and DBA checks last week. But it's just absolutely been an incredible journey being able to use that with SQL Server. So automation.
Love that answer. All round, the PowerShell, the DBA tools, DBA checks. And what you said about lazy, like I often say that about myself. Like I don't want to have to do the same thing more than once, really. So if there's even a chance that I'm going to have to do it twice, I'm probably going to script it in some way. Like even if it's just like a one line that I keep somewhere that I can go back to, rather than like a fully fledged script with error handling and perfection. Like 100%, it's efficiency.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
I still love the If I work for you and you heard me say that, please stay with
I like
us.
that too. I like
Please
that
don't
too.
fire me just yet.
I'm pretty sure I've said that in an interview once, and that went fine. So I'll just keep using it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the point of someone that wants to automate and wants to not have to do the same thing more than once, though, is efficiency, right? And we're freeing up time in our day to do the things that do require more thought, more hands-on kind of care, because we've been able to automate some of the things we do all the time. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
you're just a
honestly,
great
especially
DBA.
if you're a contractor, there's a
Mm.
good chance I pay you by the hour. There's a good chance I would appreciate you being efficient.
Yeah. Well, and
If
as
that
a
means
Absolutely.
every single thing you do is just a copy and paste from ChatGPT, we may have a talk at some point, probably a very early point in the game. But other than that,
But
I'm
this
here
this
for
is
efficiency.
on the other side too, right? As a contractor, you go into all these new environments. DBA tools is great for gathering information. Like when you get plopped into a brand new space and you need to know like what databases are out there, is auto shrink turned on everywhere, like all those kinds of things. DBA tools, DBA checks are perfect for that.
So you're
Absolutely. It's
saying auto
huge.
shrink should be turned on everywhere, Jess? Is that my takeaway from this?
I'm saying that you should automate collecting that information. Whether you choose to auto shrink or not, you probably shouldn't. It's on you.
But you should know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take it. Speaking of PowerShell, I learned, you all may have known about this. I learned about an amazing new module today.
Mm.
So because I was building this demo on SQL 25 and the new vector search and everything. I was like, well, I kind of want to put that into like a console app just to be like, okay, I want to do something outside the database. So I was writing like a 5 line PowerShell script where I was like, okay, basically give me your question, then pass it on to SQL Server and everything. I was like, it would be so much cooler to turn this into just an executable rather than a PowerShell script. It would be doing the exact same thing. But there's a module, PS to exe, that you just pass your PS PowerShell file to and you get an execute. I had no idea that was a thing. So
Nice.
I wrote an executable today.
Excellent.
Boom.
Congrats.
Proud
I
of you, man.
compiled. I'm not
New
even
sticker.
sure I really did, but it's going on my CV. Professional
Perfect.
PowerShell compiler.
I love them. Well, one of the benefits of all this PowerShell and automation is it frees up a bunch of our time to do fun non-data things, right? See what happened there? So, Jordan, what's your favorite non-data thing?
Great segue.
Oh boy. So I do this weird thing where with my hobbies that have any sort of social media or public visibility, I keep them totally separate from my personal and professional life. Maybe a bit too much. I like A/B testing, so why can't we apply that to other parts of our lives? So I, during COVID, did not have a lot of space, and I promise I'm going somewhere relevant with this. Did not have a lot of space. Really, really like arts and crafts, and ended up diving full into miniatures, hyper realistic miniatures, in any kind of media. So I have been making miniatures for a long time and selling them on and off a little bit just because again, are space constrained, or was space constrained during COVID. And I've over the years have made various like Instagram accounts to share my art to just kind of see what people thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those accounts in particular has kind of exploded, which is really cool. It's very humbling. So now I have to keep up with that. But the funny part about that is I have real life friends who have followed my Instagram account and they have no idea it's me. And now I can never tell anyone.
Perfect.
I'm committed. The escalation of commitment is just killing me. They can't come over, but miniatures.
Perfect. So do we need to like blur out the last 5 minutes of this podcast? Because this is
Oh
recorded,
no.
right?
You'll never
Okay.
find me.
Oh, challenge accepted.
I was gonna say,
Data people, I think we like our privacy.
Yeah, true.
But
Interesting. Okay, so you are a miniature influencer in a separate life.
Mhm.
You have your data automation life, and then you have your influencer life. Okay.
Which I also like to automate. I build my own jigs to create. If I'm going to make something over and over again, I build all my own jigs and prototypes for stuff, and it's wonderful. I love it.
Interesting. Well, now I want to see the miniatures, but I can't because I can't find you.
I'll send you some after.
Oh, thanks.
Aha! And then we're
Boom.
going to put it in the show notes.
Ah,
Busted!
nice. I love that. I do get it though. Like, I think in today's like world, we're all sharing parts of our lives online. It's kind of nice to have like a secret online life.
Mhm. Well, it's nice to, be able to stop or pause and not
Yeah,
have this, current year expectation of weekly content.
Mhm.
Or
She
I mean,
told
you
us.
guys are feeling that now. But
She's
it's,
talking our language.
or you throw something on the wall and it doesn't stick, and then
Mhm.
having the freedom to, just stop or take a break or make a change. And I really, really value that.
I love it. Very cool.
Hey, Jess, maybe we should change the name of this show.
Nobody knows who we are. We'll just
Finding Data Friends with A and B.
there you go. And then can we just have like blurred out?
This is the
faces?
A take.
Yeah.
This is, and also, I mean, funny enough, our entire intro is made of miniatures. It's all
True.
Lego figures in there.
That's true.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, so we're
Nice.
very much on brand. However, Jordan, your secret will always be safe with me because I don't even have an Instagram account. So we're good.
Perfect. We love you. Thank you.
I mean, there is no chance of me finding it. And no offense, there is also no chance of me getting an account just to find it. So just send me a screenshot, please.
I'll be working on it.
Again,
on the other screen.
lazy person. I will also not do that.
Lazy people unite.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. I mean, you know what? Tapas are kind of miniature food.
Oh,
Speaking of food, Jordan.
that was.
Yeah, it wasn't as great, I admit it, but I was trying.
We'll go with it.
No,
Go
it
with
was
It's
good.
fine.
I love making miniature food. That's a good one. So miniature.
Aha.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Like tiny hot dogs.
Well, this is a roller coaster. Oh my god! But anyways, Jordan,
Should have
what
had
is
some
your
miniature
favorite
coffee.
food? There's that. Espresso
Oh,
is
man.
miniature coffee.
Mm.
Sometimes, to be fully honest, I feel like my life is a series of decisions in which I choose what vessel to put cheese on. But like good, real cheese. Not American cheese. That's not really cheese, but like good cheese.
Were you just checking if there's anybody that can hear you before you said
Maybe. I maybe was. I maybe
you
was.
safe?
That might be a minor household argument. But
On what is real cheese?
if American cheese being like the argument of the household is your biggest argument, then you live in a
You're in a
pretty
good,
excellent place.
probably in a
doing
very
Yeah,
good and safe space.
I'm doing great.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Perfect.
I like
Mhm.
real, not American cheese.
Now,
That should be a meme.
these vessels, are there particular ones of the week that you? What's this week's cheese vessel?
This week's cheese vessel, baked potato.
Oh, good
I
one.
love a
Yep.
good baked potato.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I've never been as much of a French fry person, but potatoes in almost any other form are.
Now that baked
Excellent.
potato with cheese on top, how much butter would you put on that potato?
So the rule is if you add butter, you add salt. If it's a baked potato that has cheese on it, you can add sour cream, but you don't. You keep those separate.
So no butter is your answer.
No, well, if it's butter, I don't necessarily put cheese. I'll put some salt.
Okay.
So yes, butter, but then the cheese has to wait.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Questions I never thought I'd ask this week. What is the cheese vessel of the week?
Oh,
What's
man.
your
Saw that
favorite
coming.
cheese vessel?
I had a
should also be
roommate
sticker.
who would get after me for my potato. We'd call them potato war crimes because I would microwave the potato to cook it, and he thought that
Wait.
that was just an absolute travesty to microwave a potato when we have a perfectly good oven, air fryer, stove top.
But the microwave's really fast.
It's so fast. I mean, and
So
still
is an air
9 or
fryer.
10 minutes. 9 or 10 minutes is still a long time sometimes for
I could be
For
knee deep in
food.
butter by then.
yeah, by the time I realize I'm hungry, I need food right now.
Yeah.
So the war crime potato, I used to have to sneak them, but it was a pretty decent staple. It was great in college. They don't cost that much. You can put whatever on them. They're decent for you. 9 minutes, you have yourself a culinary masterpiece / war crime.
I love that. I'm on board.
I would say war crime / war crime, but I mean, potatoes.
Ah,
More than
amazing.
ever.
You cheated though. We were supposed to pick one food, but you made me pick a second food.
But your food was vessels.
The food was cheese.
Okay.
Well, is
That's
cheese a
fine.
food?
Yes.
I'm with
because
Jordan on
butter's
this
my
one.
food.
Then
Okay.
again, Jess didn't cheat. Jess was tricking you, and you totally fell for it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
It was a test.
I'll take this
I
one.
think a baked potato with cheese on is a food. That's fine.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fair. There's this thingy in Turkey. They call it kumpir. It's basically a baked potato, and then it's like if you're going to Subway, because then they have all these toppings, and you're basically walking across these toppings. Be like, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm pretty sure they can make one with just butter, Jess, just in case. But
Great.
it's
love
really
that.
nice Turkish street food.
Good
And
to
yeah, I
know.
can relate to the proper cheese thingy. I can also
mhm.
relate to most of them. Where are we on blue cheese, Jordan?
Oh, we're yes on blue cheese.
So
But you have to
nice.
have something with it. It's not one you can eat by itself.
Like a rubbish bag to put it in.
I was going to say a trash can. Yeah, Jess. That's why we're
Well, I
friends.
don't eat out of trash
Boom.
bags very often, personally.
It's only happened once. Anyway, look at the time.
Only on the high holidays. It's like, what is
We
happening?
don't judge on this podcast.
Happy
though.
Monday.
Yeah. No, it's
We
Friday.
listen. It is Friday. I mean, it is
Remember?
Monday and
Friday
Friday.
in the
We're kind of
future.
in the future, but we listen and we don't judge. So before we go deeper down these rabbit holes of vessels and plastic
Cheeses.
bags that have cheese in it, and things get more cheesy, we are at time. So Jordan, this was fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
Jess.
so much for having me.
It was our pleasure. Thank you everyone for watching, and we see you again next week with yet another friend and yet another vessel. Bye.
Bye, friends.